Hello everyone, this is Meera Gupta and in this video I am going to start another chapter from class 11th English book Snapshot, and the chapter is for Ranga's Marriage, written by Masti Venkatesa Ainagar. This story brings a very serious issue of a child marriage in a very comic way. Let us know about the narrator of the story. Syama is the narrator of the story, and he is an old and experienced man who has more faith in traditional beliefs than Ranga's modern notions. Ranga is the character of this story. He is the protagonist, and here Syama manipulates Ranga in such a manner that he ends up marrying Ratna, an 11 years old girl, in spite of his notion about marriage. Okay, now let us see about the character of this story one by one. Here these are the main characters of the story, and the first most important character of this story is Ranga, who was the son of accountant and went to Bangalore for studies. He was well educated and well mannered boy. He was a traditional boy, quite different from other boys of his age. He was very generous and considerate about people. The second character is about Ratna, and she was Rama Rao's niece, and she was just 11 years old. She lived in a big town and had come to live at his uncle's home in Hosahalli after her parents' death. She was quite pretty and had many qualities like singing. The next character is about accountant, and accountant means he was the father of Ranga, and he was the only one person who sent his child out of city, that is Bangalore, for further studies. Okay, and the next last character of this story is Shastri, and Shastri was the village astrologer, and he plays a vital role in arranging Ranga's marriage with Ratna. He tells Ranga about his liking for a girl whose name resembles something found in an ocean. He is able to convince Ranga that he would be able to marry that girl. Okay, now let's see about the story. Here you can see about the story. The story revolves around Ranga, the accountant's son, who got the opportunity to go out of the village to study. The narrator takes you through a journey where he changes Ranga's perception about marriage, how he staged their union with the help of Shastri, and what role English has played in their village. The entire story involves funny instances and references, for the narrator has made sure your mind stays occupied with the story. So let us read the story, and also I suggest you to have your textbook with you, and let us start reading the story. Here you can see para 1. The accountant's son is one of the rare breed among the village folk who has been to the city to pursue his studies. When he returned to his village from the city of Bangalore, the crowds mill around his house to see whether he has changed or not. His ideas about marriage are now quite different, or are they? Okay. Now see the difficult meaning. Rare breed. Rare breed here means a person or thing that with characteristics that are uncommon among their kind and rarity. Okay. Now listen the explanation. Here the story starts with the Ranga. The lesson revolves around Ranga, the village accountant's son who had just come back from Bangalore. At the news of his arrival, the villagers gather at his home to analyze if he had changed or not and what is his perception about marriage. Everyone was so excited because during those days not everyone used to get a chance to go to cities for studying. Okay, now see the next para. Para 2. When you see this title, some of you may ask Ranga's marriage. Why not Rangnatha Biva or Rangnatha Vizya? Well, yes, I know I could have used some other mouth-filling one like Jagnatha Vizya or Girja Kalyana. But then this is not about the Jagnatha's victory or the Girja's wedding. It is about our own Ranga's marriage, and hence no fancy title Hosahalli is our village. You must have heard of it. No, what a pity. But it is not your fault. There is no mention of it in any geography book. Those sahibs in England writing in English probably do not know that such a place exists and so make no mention of it. Our own people too forget about it. You know how it is? They are like a flock of sheep. One sheep walks into a pit and rest blindly follow it. When both the sahibs in England and our own geographers have not referred to it, you cannot expect the poor cartographer to remember to put in on the map. Can you? And so there is not even the shadow of our village on any map. Okay. Now here see the difficult meaning. Biva here means marriage. Vijaya means victory. And Girja is the name of female. Kalyana means beautiful, lovely, auspicious. It is in Sanskrit. And Sahib here means a polite title or form of address for a man. Like a flock of sheep here means a group of people behaving in the same way or following what others are doing. Cartographer here means a person who draws or produces maps. Okay. Now see the explanation. The narrator expects the readers to be questioning the simplicity of the title Ranga's marriage. He feels readers might be thinking of fancier titles like Rangnatha's Biva, Rangnatha Vizya or Girja Kalyana. He clarifies that although he had option of keeping such elaborate names, the reason why he chose the basic and casual one is because the story is about our Ranga, as in someone who is very close and dear to him. They live in a village called Hosahalli in Mysore. Not many people know of it, and the narrator does not blame them because there is no trace of it in a geography book. Even the Englishmen have no idea about the place, but they are also not to blame because our citizens too are completely ignorant about his village. He refers to the people as sheep who blindly follow each other and do not use their logic or brain to justify or invent things. At last, he feels the cartographer is also not to be held responsible here. As a result, there is no trace of their villages on the map. Okay. Now see the next paragraph. Para 3. Sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. If the state of Mysore is to the Bharatvarsha, what the sweet Karigadu is to a festive meal. Then Hosavali is the Mysore state, what the filling is to the Karu Dabu. What I have said is absolutely true, believe me. I will not object to your questioning it, but I will stick to my opinion. I am not the only one who speaks glowingly of Hosahali. We have a doctor in our place, his name is the Gundavatta. He agrees with me, he has been to quite a few places. No, not England. If anyone asks him whether he has been there, he says no. Anaya, I have left that to you. Running around like a flea-pestered dog is not for me. I have seen a few places in my time, though, as the matter of fact, he has seen many. Okay, now listen here the difficult meaning. Bharatvarsha. Bharatvarsha here means India. And Kariga Dabu is a South Indian fried sweet filled with coconut and sugar. Anaya here means in Canada a respectful term for an elder. Flea here means pestered dog. A flea pestered dog does not stick to one place but keeps roaming everywhere. Flea pestered means being infested by fleas and ticks which can cause uncontrollable itching in animals. Okay, now listen the explanation. The narrator feels apologetic for getting carried away and deviating from the topic. He then again throws light upon the significance of the village Hosahali. He says it is just as important as Mysore is to India. Now, Kariga Dabu to a festive meal and fillings is to the Kariga Dabu. Thus, he can't highlight its importance anymore. Not only him, but the doctor named Gundavatta feels the same. The doctor has been to many places except England, but he still loves Hosahali. However, an outsider might contest this, but the narrator claims to stick to his opinions of the place. Okay, now see the next paragraph. Para 4. We have some mango trees in our village. Come visit us, and I will give you a raw mango from one of them. Do not eat it, just take a bite. The soreness is sure to go straight to your Brahmamandra. I once took one such fruit home and chutney was made of it. All of us ate it. The cough was suffered from after that. It was when I went for a cough medicine that the doctor told me about the special quality of the fruit. Brahmamandra in Canada, the soft part in a child's head where skull bones join later. Here used as an idiomatic expression to convey the extreme potency of the soreness. Okay, now see the explanation. Then the narrator tells the readers about their special mango trees in the village Hosahali, whose mangoes are famous for their special quality. He once took the fruit at home to make chutney and everyone suffered from a bad cough after eating it. It was only when he went to see a doctor that he told him about the quality of mangoes of Hosahali. The narrator asks the readers to take a bite and assures that the soreness of the mango will be felt by them till the top of their head. And top of their head means where the Brahmamandra is located. Okay. Now see the next paragraph. Para 5. Just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. We have a creeper growing in the ever so fine water of the village pond. Its flowers are a feast to behold. Get 2 leaves from the creeper when you go to pond for your bath, and you will not have to worry about not having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. You will say, I am rambling. It is always like that when the subject of our village comes up. But enough. If any one of you would like to visit us, drop me a line. I will let you know where Hosahali is and what things are like here. The best way of getting to know a place is to visit it. Don't you agree? Now see the difficult meaning. Behold. Behold here means see or observe. Okay. Rambling. Rambling here means lengthy and confused or inconsequential. Okay. Means this is of writing or speech. Now see the explanation. The narrator says that not only the mangoes, everything in and around this village is remarkable. Everything is special in that village. The creeper growing in pond and its flowers are also special. One can even serve an afternoon meal on its leaves. All you need to do is to grab 2 leaves when you are on your way to the pond to bath. After speaking highly of his village, the narrator says if anyone wishes to see for himself herself, one must contact him. He will help them to reach there. Also, he feels that there is no better way to know a place than to visit it. Means the narrator wanted reader to visit that place themselves, and then they will know about the quality of that village. Okay. Now let's see the next paragraph. Para 6. What I am going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. We did not have many people who knew English. Then our village accountant was the first one who had enough courage to send his son to Bangalore for study. It is different now. There are many who know English. During the holidays, you come across them on every street talking in English. Those days we did not speak in English, nor did we bring in English words while talking in Canada. What has happened is disgraceful. Believe me. The other day I was in Rama Rao's house when they bought a bundle of firewood. Rama Rao's son came out to pay for it. He asked the woman, how much should I give you? 4 pies, she said. The boy told her he did not have any change and asked her to come in the next morning. The poor woman did not understand the English word change and went away muttering to herself. I too did not know. Later, when I went to Ranga's house and asked him, I understood what it meant. Okay. Now see what happened. Then the narrator brings about a comparison as to how the things were different 10 years ago when not many people knew or spoke English. Neither did people send their children to big cities like Bangalore to study. Back then, only the village accountant had the courage to send his son Ranga to Bangalore for studies. According to the author, those times were simpler. He justifies his claim by telling an incident where he was at Rama Rao's house and then he had just bought a bundle of firewood from an old lady. Rama told her to come next morning as he did not have any change at the moment. The poor old lady did not know the meaning of change and she went away whispering to herself that the man hasn't give him any money. Neither did the narrator knows its meaning himself. It was only when he went to Ranga's house and he asked about the meaning of change, then he came to know what that man meant. Okay? Now see the next paragraph. Para 7. This priceless commodity, the English language, was not so widespread in our village a decade ago. That was why Ranga's homecoming was a great event. People rushed to his doorstep announcing, "The accountant's son has come. The boy who had gone to Bangalore for his studies is here. It seems, and come, Ranga is here. Let us go and have a look." Okay, now see the explanation. What happened? However, 10 years ago, English was not a commonly spoken in this village or anywhere. And when the villagers came to know that Ranga, the accountant's son, was coming home from Bangalore, everyone got excited and rushed to his home to have a glance at him. Means, how did he look? Okay. Now see the next paragraph. Para 8. Attracted by the crowd, I too went and stood in the courtyard and asked, "Why have all these people come? There is no performing monkey here." A boy, a fellow without any brains, said loud enough for everyone to hear, "What are you doing here then?" A youngster, immature and without any manners. Thinking that all these things were now of the past, I kept quiet. After that, what happened? When the crowd gathered in front of Ranga's house, what happened? Fascinated by all the crowd, the narrator too went there and asked people as to why they were gathered, because he couldn't see anything entertaining happening like monkey performing. Okay, means when a monkey performance is going to hell, I mean all around the crowd gathered to watch the performance of monkey. So he was thinking that that was not any monkey performance. A boy without brains shouted loud enough for everyone to hear, and in a rude way. The narrator called him immature because he replied in a very ill-mannered way. Okay, now see the next para. Para 9. Seeing so many people there, Ranga came out with a smile on his face. Had we all gone inside, the place would have turned into what people call the black hole of Calcutta. Thank God it did not. Everyone was surprised to see that Ranga was the same as he had been 6 months ago, when he had first left our village. An old lady who was near him ran her hand over his chest, looked into his eyes and said, "The Janvara is still there. He hasn't lost his caste." She went away. Soon after that, Ranga laughed. Here, what is the means of Janvara? Janvara here is the Canada, the sacred thread worn by the Brahmins. Okay. What happened? All the people were waiting outside Ranga's house because the place would look like the black hole of Calcutta if they all went inside. By saying this, the narrator means that there were so many people that house would have fallen short to accommodate them all. Thus, Ranga came outside with a smile on his face. Everyone was so amazed to see that Ranga had not changed a bit after he left 6 months ago. An old lady even went to the extent of running her hands through his chest to check for a sacred thread. However, she went away after confirming that he had not forgotten about his caste. Means he was wearing that Janvara in all around his chest. Okay, now see the next paragraph, and this is the last paragraph of this video. Para 10. Once they realized that Ranga still had the same hands, legs, eyes and nose, the crowd melted away like a lump of sugar in a child's mouth. I continued to stand there. After everyone had gone, I asked, "How are you, Rangappa? Is everything well with you?" It was only then that Ranga noticed me. He came near me and did a namaskara respectfully, saying, "I am all right with your blessings." Okay, now what happened? Once the villager realized that Ranga did not change even after moving to the city, they disappeared as fast as a lump of sugar does in a child's mouth. The narrator waited till the crowd cleared and asked him about his well-being. Ranga noticed him and replied with full respect in a traditional way. He means being in Bangalore, he couldn't forget his traditional way. Ranga had not noticed the narrator in the crowd before that moment. Okay, now so here we have end up this story, and the next part will be continued in next video. And here in this story we have what we have perceived. We have perceived that the boy was still as he was earlier in the village. Okay, he pursued a higher education. He was well-mannered man, well-mannered boy at that moment, but he couldn't forget his traditional things. Okay, so here we can see wherever we are, we should not forget our culture. Okay, so next part to be continued in next video. Till then, goodbye, take care.